Today, our creator is working on a brand new and truly unusual resin project. In this video, she is creating a bright epoxy resin table inspired by citrus, summer tones, and floral textures using Artline Honey Epoxy Resin and Artline Pigment Pastes. First, she prepares her working area and places the silicone mold on a level surface. She measures the resin and hardener precisely and pours them into a clean plastic cup. Now she mixes the components slowly and carefully. Artline Honey Resin has a high viscosity, which helps pigments stay suspended inside the resin and not sink to the bottom. This is one of the reasons why it works so well for resin art techniques and layered designs. She stirs gently for several minutes, making sure to scrape the sides and the bottom of the cup. Slow mixing also helps reduce air bubbles. For this project, our creator is using Artline Opaque Pigment Paste set, 30 colors, 20 grams each. These pigment pastes are specially designed for tinting epoxy resin. They allow you to create bright, opaque, and highly saturated colors, and they can also be blended together to build your own custom palette. The pigments are highly concentrated, so only a very small amount is needed. Before use, she stirs the pigment paste gently inside the jar. Then she adds a small amount of pigment into the mixed resin. For best results, Artline recommends adding up to 3 grams of pigment per 1 liter of epoxy resin, or up to 6% of the total compound. She adds the color little by little and mixes thoroughly until the shade becomes completely uniform. You can see how easily Artline Honey accepts the pigments and how smoothly the color disperses through the resin. The texture stays stable and rich without streaks or separation. Now the creator pours the first colored layer into the silicone mold. She spreads the resin evenly over the surface and gently tilts the mold to make sure the layer covers the entire base. This first layer creates the background for the whole composition. Next comes one of the most creative parts of the project. She starts placing fresh lemon slices and decorative flowers into the resin. The citrus slices bring a fresh and vivid visual effect and create strong contrast with the bright pigments underneath. However, natural elements such as lemons tend to float. To avoid this, our creator carefully fixes each lemon slice in place using a hot glue gun before continuing with the next resin layer. This step is extremely important for clean results and for keeping the composition exactly as planned. She slowly adjusts the placement of every element, flowers, leaves, and citrus slices, making sure the layout looks balanced and dynamic. Once the decorative elements are fixed, she prepares another batch of Artline Honey Resin. Again, she measures the components in a precise 2:1 ratio and mixes them slowly. You can see how clear and transparent the resin becomes while mixing. Artline Honey is crystal clear, which is essential for projects with embedded objects. She gently pours the next layer over the composition. The resin flows smoothly around the lemons and flowers and seals them inside the surface. At this stage, she uses a wooden stick to guide the resin into small gaps and edges. She also creates soft color transitions and subtle swirls between the layers, enhancing the depth of the design. To help remove any surface bubbles, she lightly sprays 99.9% isopropyl alcohol over the surface. Now the table is left to cure. Artline Honey Resin cures evenly and reliably, without overheating and without aiming blush. After several hours, the surface becomes stable enough for further work. Once the layer is fully cured, our creator carefully removes the piece from the silicone mold. She reminds everyone that the edges can be sharp at this stage, so handling should be done carefully. The next step is edge finishing. She sands the edges using 40 grit sandpaper. This removes sharp corners and small imperfections. After sanding, she wipes the surface and edges with a clean cloth to remove all dust and residue. Clean preparation is essential before applying the final coating. Now she prepares the final finishing layer using Artline Honey Epoxy Resin once again. This This resin is not only ideal for resin art techniques, but also works perfectly as a high-quality finishing coat. She mixes the resin and hardener again in a 2:1 ratio and stirs slowly to minimize bubbles. She pours the finishing coat over the entire surface and spreads it evenly. The resin self-levels beautifully and creates a glossy glass-like finish. Because of the high viscosity of Artline Honey, the coating remains controlled and does not run too quickly over the edges. For the next 30 minutes, she gently wipes any drips forming underneath the edges to keep the final result clean. The curing time for this layer is about 8 to 12 hours. During this time, the resin hardens into a smooth, durable, and crystal clear surface. Once the top is fully